What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Lowdown. I got a lot to talk about today, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about this week is the NFL's new deal that they have signed with YouTube. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, great, finally that deal we've all been waiting for, where NFL is going to stream or at least upload maybe a day later or something like that, all their games to YouTube so we can watch them. But it's actually not that, and it's a really big miss on both of their parts, I think. So what the NFL is doing, they said they're going to upload highlights of games happening to YouTube. And then the other thing that they're also adding is the 3 most memorable games per team is going to go on YouTube as well. And all this is the memorable games will be uploaded before the 2016 season even happens. So you can't really consider any of the games this year to be one of the classic memorables that you'll see happening in the future. Now, I think this is a big miss on YouTube's part specifically, and well, definitely the NFL as well. Why? Because, well, the YouTube already has YouTube Red, a paid for service on their site where you could easily add in some kind of system to either live stream it or see it after the fact. If you're comparing this to a service like NFL Ticket, which is like $150 a month, or sorry, $150 for the season, whatever it is, I don't quite remember. I haven't had it for a long time because it's so expensive. So if YouTube offered some kind of thing where they would do maybe say $10 a month, right? Make it a little more expensive than Netflix. I would buy that on the spot so I could get all the games, especially in Canada where we only get certain coverage, right? I know there'd be some issues again with coverage dealing with Canada because of all of our regulations and stuff. But even if I got to pick like 4 of my favorite teams that I could show, or like every $2 per month is for a certain team, so I spend $10 to get my 5 favorite teams, make sure I get those games every single week. I would definitely pay for that service, so I feel like that's a big miss out on YouTube and the NFL's part. And plus, you're already putting the highlights on YouTube. Why would you not go the extra mile and say, if we have the capabilities to put highlights from the games on YouTube, why wouldn't we just put the full games on YouTube? I think it's such an easy solution for them because there's such this moving towards online media that they're really missing out, and then by the time they actually put in that and they realize the demand for it, they're going to be behind the curve. Next, I want to talk about Devin and Leah Still. So if you're unfamiliar with the whole campaign last year for Leah Strong, it was the Cincinnati Bengals defensive lineman Devin Still. His daughter Leah Still had cancer. And they kept him on the practice roster because he had to pay for all those cancer fees. And they even did a thing where they bought every jersey sale of Devin Still. A certain amount of that went back towards the cancer research. So there was a really big Leah Strong movement. She's really well known around the league now. She's a really cute little girl. Side note, Devin Still just got married as well, so go check that out. I'm not really covering that today though. But now Devin Still is a defensive end for Houston Texans, and him and his daughter Leah Still have signed a deal with the company Starter, owned by Walmart, to start their new active line and their active living style brand. If you go look at the Instagram page, obviously look right here as well, they have started taking all their pictures and their imagery and that kind of stuff for that brand. So props for Leah getting involved at such a young age, and good luck to you as she is also now cancer free. And just a little quick one for you guys. Obviously, if you didn't see this week, the cover for Madden 17 was announced. It is Gronkowski doing his classic Gronk spike on it. So good for him. He deserved it this year. I'm really pissed at myself I didn't take him last year. I think I took Jason Witten in my fantasy league instead of him. And with Tony Romo gone, that didn't pay off. So props to you, Gronkowski. Good job. Keep it up. And hopefully that Madden curse doesn't come on you. I don't know. We'll see. Next, we have a little follow-up story to what I talked about last week with Adrian Peterson. If you didn't watch that video, go check it out. But basically, Adrian Peterson donated $100,000 to his hometown, Palestine, Texas, to help with their flood relief. And with that, this week, teammate, linebacker number 52 for the Vikings, Chad Greenway, has donated $10,000 to add on to that. So thank you, Chad Greenway. Again, I know I'm going to say, and I might get some flack for it, but run the numbers. It's less than 2 days worth of pay for him. Granted, he only makes about a tenth of what AP makes. So I guess it's like all scaled down by a tenth. But again, a lot of people wouldn't do that, and they make a lot more money than you. So props to you. And it looks like Greg Hardy's career is about to come to an end. So after his domestic violence issues a couple of years ago, then being signed to a 1-year deal by the Cowboys did not re-pick him up after that 1 year deal, and no GM around the league has expressed any want to have Greg Hardy on their team. They found he was an issue off the field and some on-field issues with him being cocky in the locker room, all this kind of stuff. So it looks like his career is probably going to come to an end, but we'll see what happens, and I'll give you guys an update if anything changes. This week we had 4 major signings happen. The first is Ronnie Stanley has signed his deal with the Ravens. He signed a 1 year, $1.75 million deal with the Ravens. Hopefully it doesn't last forever, but Ronnie Stanley is kind of tied to the whole Laramie Tunsil issue, where the Ravens, if they didn't find out ahead of time that there was the issues with Laramie Tunsil with the bong and all that stuff, they probably would have taken Laramie over Stanley. So hopefully he can alleviate himself from that reputation to be associated with Laramie Tunsil through that issue and just become a standout, great tackle on his own. And the Jaguars signed a big deal with Miles Jack, the rookie. So he signed a 4-year, $6.3 million deal with the Jaguars. Not a lot of money compared to what I'm about to say, but still, for getting drafted in the second round when he should have been in the first round, definitely. I guess it's better than nothing. Also, the other big rookie deal this week was the Eagles have signed Carson Wentz to a deal. They signed him a 4-year, $26.7 million deal. I guess with the issues with Stafford right now, maybe this will put a little pressure on him. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, but he got some big money paid this week. And also a veteran signed a deal this week. So former defensive lineman for Detroit Lions, Jason Jones, has just signed a deal with Miami Dolphins. Now he signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. I guess Miami's liking pulling those linemen out of Detroit, as last year they picked up Ndamukong Suh from there as well. And the last thing I want to talk about today is Ricardo Lockett, the former Seattle Seahawk, has decided to retire. So if you're unfamiliar with his career, he was drafted in 2011 by the Seattle Seahawks. He played for the Seahawks, 49ers, came back to the Seahawks, won a Super Bowl when they beat Denver, and then he also lost one with the Patriots. He was hit really hard in a game last year, and he had to be taken to hospital for possible neck injuries. He's had a major concussion, and after all that, he has decided that his family is more important to him, and he has decided to call it a career. Now, the last thing for you guys this week, I just have a little question for you guys, so check it out right here. I'm starting doing the shirts. I'm not sure if I'm doing V-neck or crew neck yet. I just have this shirt, so I think I'm going to start doing my LF apparel line. So in this poll right here, I want you guys to answer what size of shirt you are, so I can start getting a guess on what I need to buy to start manufacturing these. Even if you're not going to buy one now, maybe you'll buy one in the future. Who knows? Please just answer the poll though. That way it'll help me out, and I can start figuring out some numbers so I can get this rolled out as quick as possible. Alright guys, that's it for this week. If you like this video, don't forget to press that like button. If you really liked it though, don't forget to share it. Comment any ideas for any other stories you want me to ask, comment any questions, anything like that. With the new YouTube Studio app, I'm really fast at replying to comments, at least within a day now. It used to be really bad before. So I'm really fast at replying now, so don't forget to comment anything down below. And yeah, thanks.